Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, on that you can quote me, in FLC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the FLC Hangout, where your freedom lifestyle begins. Today, I am so excited. We have Rajesh in the house, the one, the only, the core family, Rajesh. This man is a genius, and I've learned so much from him in the past year. I've been in the core family, so I'm so excited to be able to pick your brain more right now. And the topic that we are discussing or going over today is kind of self-development, self-improvement, self-knowledge or shelf knowledge. But not only that, it's how do you actually apply that? Because I'm sure we all and most people watching have heard of self-development before and have heard tips, but how do you actually apply that to yourself so that it actually works and you actually benefit from it? So I'm so excited. Without further ado, Misty, over to you.
Rajesh, this is so awesome. We have waited a year to get you on here because you are so incredible and so busy. And, just an FYI, guys, just kind of a little hint for what you guys can be looking out for in the next year or so. He has an awesome daughter, obviously his beautiful wife and everything, but eventually we're going to have his daughter and him and his daughter on, and that is going to be so powerful. So get your kids, get your notebooks, your pens, paper, everything, and take notes on not only this, but wait for that one too, because it's going to be so powerful. And I'm so excited. I don't even know where to start. I just want to keep rambling on. But anyway, so I have a question for you, Jess, because you're such an empowering, inspiring person that we just really want to pick your brain. So, and I know that we had talked about books before and how you wanted to talk about books on here and self-development. How important is discipline and consistency in the role of self growth? And then I'd also want to know how that transformation, because you mentioned once that you've only been reading books for about 4 or 5 years. What's the transformation you've taken in that? How has that transformed you?
Wow, thank you so much, legends. First of all, I want to say a big thanks to you both, Josie and Misty, for actually putting me on this show. Now, I'm not sure if I was busy all along, but I was waiting to come onto the show. So finally, this has happened, and I have got great raving reviews about this show. So thank you so much for actually inviting me to be here. And it's also something really very interesting topic, which is close to my heart. Again, you also mentioned about Manya, right? So she will be coming probably, few elements of it, because she's the kind of inspiration for many of these aspects. And in fact, if I've read my first book, it's because of her. So if I have to put it in one way, yeah, who for that? Because in many ways, she doesn't know because of at this age yet, right? But one element which it triggered me to even read the books or seek help beyond myself, because I have been very, very highly successful. And then in terms of the money, cars, the success, in terms of the career, everything was high. But there was something low. Only after my kid is born, I just started playing with her, and I started realizing something is wrong. How can a small kid, few months kid, can have a beautiful smile on her face and be very, very happy? And throughout the day, anytime you touch, other than the time they want to have, food and, they mess up, all other time, they're very happy in their space. And then I realized somebody has actually suggested a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And being a very logical guy, that kind of a book which kind of connected to me. And if I have to, it's very difficult actually to explain the entire transformation in few words, but I would like to say that that is the seed of transformation, because I cannot credit everything to that book, but that is the seed. And once you start reading the book, it's very simple. Somebody has told before that somebody's years and decades of experience is kept into one single book, and it is made available at a very, very nominal price. Nothing is more than 10, 15, 20, maximum $50, right? And the whole life experience is kept there. So there are two ways you can learn. Either you go through all your life. Yes, absolutely. Two. One, you go through all these struggles in your life and learn by trial and error. Second one, a lot more powerful, easier to have much larger piece of life is to really read the books. Until the time, I used to really kind of hate reading books. Who is going to read the books? Let's go to party, let's just kind of hang out on all that stuff, not this hangout, okay? That is a kind of friends hangout. So, point is very simple. Books are an extension of someone's life. You can pick up all that they have learned in 30, 40, 50, 60 years of their experience in life is put into a simple few hundred pages. So, number one, I always highly recommend reading books. Probably, it's not 4 or 5 years, I think probably in 2015, I think I started reading the books. Even till date, I never stopped. I'm still reading. Recent book I'm reading right now, if you want to know. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, please.
I'm not sure if you will really say the same thing after I say the name, but it's called Death, an Inside Story by Sadhguru.
Wow.
And it is far beyond inspiration. It's not for the inspiration, but to really know about yourself. And if you ask me around 7, 8 years back, I would be saying, are you joking? You want to read the book? But yes, just to bring it to, just to highlight this whole aspect of it, books are the easiest way to put that seed of transformation and bring the awareness. So that's my way of respecting, looking at, and utilizing the power of books.
I just want to bring up that point that you had mentioned, the book title is Death. I want to bring up the point that people need to understand that death can be a good thing, because it's not necessarily just limited to someone dying, because obviously that's part of nature, but that's not what it's limited to. It could be death as in part of one chapter ending and a new one beginning. So death can be a beautiful thing because it can mean, like you said, transformation, change, growth, a new beginning, a new chapter. So I just wanted to bring that up because, like you said, some people might be like, I don't know if you want to know the name of this book or if you even really want to read it because of the title. But look at it from the other point of view. It can be a beautiful thing, and it can mean something more than just actually a passing away or losing something. So that's what I have
Absolutely.
to say.
I just want to actually also share one insight of that book, Misty, and
Absolutely.
it is
Yeah.
so deep and thought-provoking. Number one, death is neither good nor bad. Death is simply part of the life process, like beautifully you said, right? End of one and starting of another. Second most important thing is that death is not an incident. Death is happening parallel to life. You die every single day from the day you actually take birth, right? Its only thing is that, parallel, we have regeneration power within us. While you have regeneration happening right from the day one when you take birth, only thing is that parallelly some of the cells are dying every single day. When the number of cells that are dying are more than the number of cells which are getting regenerated, which means you're actually good, you're already in the old age or the body has started depleting. But otherwise, death is not an incident. Scientifically, they call, hey, he's dead today, she's dead today, right? But frankly speaking, you're dying every single day, you're taking birth every day. And that transformation made it such a deep connection for me, saying like, I just don't want to be afraid of death, right? It says, that book says, prepare for a graceful death, right?
Mhm.
And process is impossible for me to gain the knowledge because none of my degrees, I'm talking about all so-called educational degrees who earn me so much of money, frankly, it will never teach me this knowledge. But the book gave me the knowledge. That seed is there right now, which I'm able to confidently talk to you only because there is a connection between that author and me via this book. Why not we use this channel? It's such an easy channel to just connect it, read it. And it doesn't mean that you need to read the book Death. I'm talking about any book, right? For example,
Mhm.
I was financially not so much familiar with many things. And Robert T. Kiyosaki's The Basic books, starting from financial freedom to cash flow to everything, he covered everything related to money. Just pick the book. And we know very well at FLC, we help so many people gain financial freedom and how they can set up the business and all. And that could be a seed. This can be the massive catalyst. So for everything, I would say people can utilize, irrespective of the topic of interest, a topic of struggle where they want to learn knowledge. There are books. There are amazing books. It is just a pick up one, build, put that seed in. It'll grow. It'll grow, and it makes life so much more beautiful because there's so many colors out there. You just have to get in touch with them. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
it's so
Yes.
true. I love this topic so much. Like I love anything like growth and all this fun stuff, but it's so true. And I love that you guys touched on this, that you can't really have growth without some sort of death. Because I made a post recently too that was like, if you want change, you have to change. And in that, you can't stay exactly the same as you are and change. Like something's going to die and something's going to change within you. But that's like, it's beautiful and it allows room for change. So yeah, I love that you said that. And I also love that you were talking about, yes, you can go and do everything for yourself and find everything out yourself, but it would be so much more beneficial and faster for you if you go and learn from other people who've done it first. Like for example, here, watching the videos here, or joining FLC and all this stuff, reading books. So yeah, it's everything you guys were saying. I was just like so eagerly nodding along because it's so true. And I also want to say, Rajesh, I don't know if you actually remember, but like a while ago when I kind of first joined the sales team and I was interested in like getting better, and I was actually struggling drinking water, and you sent me like this really long voice note, like it's how to improve that. And it actually, look at me today, I'm actually drinking water. So, and yeah, who, thank you. And also when we were kind of with anything new, right? Anything new that you're starting, you're going to have struggles. And if you go to those people who have gone through it, have I frozen?
Your audio kind of cut out a little bit.
Oh, okay. What's the last thing you heard?
When there is a change required, is people resist. That's where I think you kind of got
Yeah.
off.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so when you are changing, there's things you're going to have questions with, and you need to go to the people who have done it before. And Rajesh was definitely one of those people for us. I remember he gave countless advice and countless, I want to say speeches, but speeches sound bad. Advice speeches, good speeches of like what to do, how to grow. So this man is definitely one to follow. By the way, follow us all on Instagram. They're on the screens, they're in the description. But I want to ask you as well, for someone who wants to change or wants to start something new, but they're kind of scared to take that very first step, what advice would you give them there? Like, is there something that makes it easier, or do they just have to just go for it? What would you say?
Oh, wow. This is such an amazing question out there because I had so many struggles in making so many different changes in my life.
Me too.
Because, I just want to mention one important aspect here. you're operating pretty much most of the time by the mind, right? We call habits and all that. Because mind is a memory game. If you're operating at the level of mind's awareness, it would be so difficult to make any change because mind is a memory game. It always wants to keep you in the comfort zone. Now, if somebody wants to change, for example, right, I really wanted to change in terms of, I mean, it's a very sensitive topic, but I wanted to stop eating meat. And it was so difficult for me because I used to eat meat all 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. And it was such a difficult aspect for me to even accept, forget about really doing it, accept. But I want people to understand, if you wanted to really change something, there is a reason behind it. For me, it was like I was putting on weight, especially in the, literally the tummy comes out and then it doesn't go back. And it was such a difficult thing for me to accept. That was a seed for change. Now, people have to really find out, why do they want to change? That why is the key. There is nothing else. If that why becomes stronger, change becomes possible. I would not say change will happen. It becomes possible because you actually took power over that whatever comfort zone, the memory game that has been playing, right? Just go to McDonald's. I mean, that's what I used to do. McDonald's and order that double patty, right? Sorry, it's been 7 years that I stopped eating McDonald's, but the double two chicken thing would be there, or beef, or then you go to Burger King, where you actually get that crispy fries. By default, you don't need to think. You already know what you're ordering, right? You just, including the names, you go to KFC, bucket is the smallest thing I used to eat, right? And these are the mind got used to it. So if I want to change, there is nowhere at the level of mind's awareness, because if you're considering mind to be the court or the judge, there is no way you can ever make any change. So you need to go one step forward. There was some level of awareness somewhere which says I should not eat chicken, or I should not eat any meat for that matter, right? That was my, I mean, still, I'm telling you, right? Still, it took more than 5 years for me to stop meat. Means I tried so many times, I failed, I started all over again. So if I have to give you in a simple formula thing, first find out why you want to change, write it down in big letters. Very simple. First thing, because this has to be the reminder until the time it changes. And second and most important thing, any habit to break, you can never change any habit unless you replace with another one. Means if I want to change the habit of eating meat, I need to find something so yummy in my mind, okay? Yummy, there is nothing like yummy, right? It's something that we keep saying, oh, wow, cheese. Somebody put it in the advertisement, we say, wow, I like to have that. Nowadays, the way it says, pull, cheese pull, okay?
Oh my God.
Current lifestyles do not have any of those things, those level of physical activities to burn the cheese, but cheese pull is advertisement. So whatever it is, find out something very healthy opposite to this. So then I picked up something called, I still wanted to have the feel of meat. Soya was my immediate option, right? And then once I have these two things happen, every time I have a trigger, I actually go to the soya instead of the chicken, right? And the third thing is about once you have it, build enough courage and motivation to at least sustain for 40 days. Our body runs on that kind of, if you want to break any habit, whether it is good or bad, it is going to be, that minimum 40 days. Then the mind accepts, okay, I think this person has to, is willing to change. So any change, I just gave you one example because the most common where people always want to stop overeating and all that, because I had all kinds of meat, right? From crocodile, ostrich, frog, you name, a lot of them. But stopping from there, all the 3 meals meat to all the 3 meals absolutely vegetarian for more than 4 years now, I think. 3 to 4 years, I think I've been doing it already. Yeah, hoo-ha-hoo. But that was my why, which was the reminder which I kept in front of me. I always replace the habit. I never got successful when I want to change a habit, because the mind, let me put it this way, right? Like Sadhguru says, for mind, for thoughts, there is no subtraction. If you really want to stop eating meat, all your mind will be full of meat. But then figure out something parallel, healthy, or the habit that it can take you towards the goal. Then, finding out and then maintaining it for 40 days. And this, I did it across various habits, not just with the meat or getting up in the morning or so many things. It has been highly successful. And I would want people to try it, because we really want, all of us have some of the other bad habits that we want to overcome. But this formula has been highly successful for me so far.
Yeah.
I have to say, sorry, Jesse, I resonate with that so much. I was, like a few years ago, was it about 5 years ago, I was 340 pounds. I'm big now, but I was bigger. And I was looking at, life in a wheelchair. Because my legs got so bad I could barely walk, and I was in so much pain. And I cut out soda. And then I realized, I didn't eat a lot of junk food, but I realized if I was craving junk food, I could find a healthier option and still satisfy that craving. And then I got to where I wasn't even craving the junk food. I wanted the healthier option. And now I still go for the healthier option. And I so resonate with that so much. And then I did want to bring up, I want to ask you, Rajesh, how many times have you read the book Atomic Habits? And how did that when you read that, did you have those things, those triggers that kind of, oh, I can do this and I can do that?
Wow, yeah, that's a powerful book. Thanks for bringing that up here, Misty. I'm more of an audiobook guy previously when I started. So this breaking the habit of being yourself, I think I did more than 10 to 15 times at least, because I used to go from home to office around 45 minutes, also back, right? And they were 12 CDs. That's a very long audiobook, actually. So I'm more of auditory kind of thing, right? Some people are reading and seeing and all that kind of stuff. So I was like that. So that's how I got into Atomic Habits. It's so beautiful. At the end, what I would like to tell is very simple. Your why has to be so strong. Anything and everything you can overcome. And probably if I have to share how you can really get that why really strong, this thing, Tony Robbins says this, right? Everything is a belief for us. You need to figure out which belief you want to really pursue in life. Now, for example, now we're talking about this, so probably let's take it about alcohol, right? Now, when we say you all means the entire humankind, including me, you, and everybody knows it's not good for us, right? It just kind of kills the liver. Now, how many people are actually remembering about killing a liver while having a beer? None of us, right? So now what happens? Any belief we want to really get it doesn't happen overnight. None of them. Tony Robbins says very clearly. Now it's like a table. Consider, imagine a table right in front of you. Now what you need to do is, there are 4 legs to the table, right? How many? 4 legs. And these 4 legs are really supporting one belief called, wow, it's fun to go out there to the party and, talking to the friends, and then kind of have a few bottoms up, and then, last shots. This is a belief system which was built over the time. Yeah, absolutely. This you can have the bottoms up, Josie.
Cheers.
Cheers. And what happens is you need to build another table with those 4 legs. So what does it mean? You might be thinking, what is this build another table? The new belief system, which has to dismantle the existing table. Like I said, you have to replace the habit. This is slightly the foundational thing. You need to ask yourself, every time I have a craving, I would like to drink water. And support these 4 legs, what kind of healthy benefits you have with water instead of beer, right? And I'm being very honest, all these things are working in our mind because it's one of the most sophisticated thing in the entire universe right now, but we just do not know how to operate it. And
Mhm.
one of the foundation thing where create the new belief, which is right opposite to that, whichever is not supporting for you, and then start giving it legs. Yeah, I drink water. My body is light. I drink water and my body is hydrated. And I drink water, I don't feel dizzy. I mean, like what happens with the beer, right? So create that stuff. And this atomic habits, I mean, I think he went through really nasty time in his life to come into this situation. But not everybody needs to go through the nasty situation. That's exactly what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
It's a matter of
absolutely.
awareness, saying that I don't need to go through everything that he or she went through, and I would rather do these things based on their learnings, right? This is very important because most of the discoveries, inventions, inspiration comes from the pain. But what I would rather say is there is another way. That's where the books comes into the picture. So all these books, I've got great respect just because it brought so much of transformation within me. If that
Yeah.
answers your question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I love that you said remember your why, because that's something we say here a lot as well. And that's so important with anything you're doing. Have a strong why and keep reminding yourself of your why. Whenever anyone comes to me asking like how to carry on, like I'm losing motivation, I tell them, remember your why. And I also think that a lot of people make creating new habits or self-development in their mind, they make it harder than it has to be. You play it up, and it's the same with anything that you're scared of, right? Your mind will always trick you into trying to stay the same because it seems a lot harder than it actually is. You'll realize once you take that first step that it's actually, you're fine, you're alive, you're okay, and you're going to be fine. So yeah, that's really important. And also, like Seb says, fear lies in the anticipation of action, not in the action itself. So yeah, and I'm like remembering all the points that you made about like replacing your habit with another habit. When I first started to trying to wake up early, which by the way, Rajesh has a crazy schedule. So if anyone knows about this, it's this guy. But it was really, I had to replace, so I wanted to wake up earlier and I wanted to drink more water. I had to replace going on my phone first thing in the morning with actually getting up, having a stretch and getting the water. So I wasn't just getting up earlier and doing the same thing. It was replacing that and creating a new pattern. And now it's natural. Now I don't want to go on my phone in the morning. I'm like, that can all wait until like later. I don't want to deal with it right now. So it really is, like you said, that first 40 days, that first step, remember your why, and don't let your brain trick yourself into making it harder than it has to be. Just do it.
Absolutely. See, I
Absolutely.
want to bring this point time and again, and which helped me a lot is mind is a memory game. It cannot bring anything out of your out into the future, right? And
Mhm.
we human beings always have the inclination to be bigger than what we are, right? How many of us really want to become billionaires and beyond and number one in this, all that, all of us, right? It's a natural human thing. But the point is, mind cannot take you there. And there's nothing wrong with the mind. Basically, I'm not saying anything wrong with the mind. I'm saying understand the user manual. Mind is a memory game. It's recording everything you see, hear, listen, experience, all that stuff. Use it for the sake of memory and wisdom, because you're building wisdom with the time, but do not use it for expansion. There is no scope at all. Absolutely. So it'll keep you in existing habits. It'll keep you into the comfort zone because it wants you to be safe. Would you like to be safe? Of course, yes, we want to be safe. But you want to be safe only to the boundaries given by the mind? No, you don't want to, because you want to grow. You want to really expand to the level, right now we are talking about people really reaching one end to the other end of the world, absolutely in everything, you name it, whether it is online business like what we are doing at FLC, or it's about bringing innovations like electrical vehicles. It's like everybody is going across the world. We want to expand by having the safety, but your definition of safety is quite a lot different from what mine defines, because you have to accept the fact. Once you accept that, okay, I am not my mind, I can actually operate far beyond my my mind's memory. Boom, you have already the first victory, because that's an awareness which brings the transformation as a seed, the first step, like you said, right? Wow. Once you come forward, it is so much more difficult to become your old you, because you're changing, you've already changed, and you want to change further. It becomes such an, I would say, not even aha moment, like, I don't know if I have to say this, like that kind of experience that you never want to go away. Yeah, absolutely. Because whether it is alcohol or not, meat or not, it doesn't matter. Whatever you actually get the mind to get used to, it can get used to, right? There are so many people from thousands of years, they're only eating, the vegetarian food. They're absolutely fine. So how did they manage? There is nothing, right? From childhood, they've been conditioned like that. See, we can go to that aspect of it, because even habits are not good. I don't want to even talk about it right now, because that needs probably another whole show or maybe another level of awareness. But at least to start with, the change can happen once you decide why you want to change. The moment that happens, you're questioning your mind, and that's the first step. But mind do not like to change anything at all. That is when your replacement of the habit will come in. And then mind likes habits, any habit, whether it is positive, negative, it never considers anything positive or negative. It's the marketing guys who actually creates what is good and what is bad. The cola, I love cola. Like you said, right? You stopped soda. I can't tell you how much soda I used to drink. I can tell you. It's like, and even the food for that matter, the quantity used to be so heavy. But, it's a matter of time. Somewhere you will realize that, no, I don't want to really drink, because it's killing some of my cells just like that. Right? We watch all these violent movies where the war happens and one person wins and other person dies, or other team dies. The brighter part inside us is dying every single day. Should we allow that to happen or not is the point. The more we actually get into non-supportive habits, the faster we are going close to the death. I don't know, death is a very, very taboo word, so I don't want to use it too much, but just to make the right side of right note, it's very important that we ask ourselves if we are in the right direction with the action I'm taking right now. Mind will start taking the back steps right away.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, Misty, I just quickly want to say, it's so true that humans are a creature of habit, right? And right now you are locked into whatever your habit is right now. But once you actually make that change, and it might be scary at first and seem hard at first to make that change, but once you do, then that's going to be your new habit, and it's going to be okay. And then you can build on that habit and build and build.
Well, like
Oh, you froze.
Yeah. I thought
froze
so.
there, dear.
What's the last thing you heard?
No, we saw
You're
you
like
this.
build and build, and you're like, yeah.
You built
At
too
least
far
I
away to
froze.
the universe.
At least I froze in a good position. But I was just saying, you can build on that habit, like the book Atomic Habits says. And I saw a picture the other day that it was like this little man, and there was steps, and they were saying it might be scary, it might feel scary to take that first step, but what's scarier, taking that first step or a year later still being in that same position instead of being up here if you took that first step? So yeah, think about that. And once you actually do take that first step and you do push yourself and you do test your limits, you'll realize how much is actually possible and how much you can actually do. You'll surprise yourself, I promise you.
Yeah, I just want to bring up the fact that in order to change anything, you have to be aware of where you're at. You have to be aware of, okay, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's happening to my body, to my life. And how can I change this to get a better reaction, to get have a better life, right? Because like I said, about 5 years ago, I was looking at living life in a wheelchair, and I knew that's not what I wanted. I'm still really young. I can still live a full, vibrant life. I wanted to be able to be mobile. So I had to really take self-evaluation and find out what can I change. And I always have people telling me, you need to diet, you need to diet. Okay, first of all, I don't want to diet. A diet is something you force yourself to do and you always fail at, right? It's a repetitive failure because you're not learning the lesson you need to learn to change that. So when you become self-aware and you're aware of what you're eating and what you're putting into your body or what you're doing, you can change those things. Okay, I'm going to consciously change this. And then subconsciously, me changing this enough, subconsciously, that's going to kick in and it's become natural. And then I don't have to think about it anymore. And it's just something I automatically do. And that's a lifestyle change. So if you want a freedom lifestyle, you have to make that conscious change and keep consciously choosing that change all the time and being aware of it in order to make it subconscious and make it more natural. So it's something you automatically do, right?
Yeah,
So that I thought that was so powerful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you for saying that. Actually, see, I mean, I think this is one element we all should really kind of, agree to the fact. And also why we love to be part of this FLC is because of this, right? Entrepreneurship is way of your expression, which is only possible with entrepreneurship is you've got freedom of expression, right? And that is so much in alignment with human nature. Expand, express, and grow, right? So I want to also invite all the people to really understand where is that element of expression comes from. Is it because you can help people on so and so aspect? You want to help people, or you want to help companies, or what aspect of it is something that you really, kind of keeping it down, and you're not allowing to express? Allow it to express. Today is a very, very good day to allow yourself to express. And then if you need some help, and you need really some experts help, just get into something in FLC. That's it. We'll help you because we're all crazy nerds. Who knows? Exactly. Crazy nerds who knows how to allow the life to express to us. And that's, we're just piece of life, right? Sometimes we take our life too seriously. It's like just like this. Hang out with us, and then find that life's expression. The life will change forever. Life has changed forever for me. And we just want the same thing for all of you people, right? So just like these two people have brought in this show, is a seed for massive transformation for so many people out there. But today is a good day, just like I said, for you to start transformation. Just go out and then start doing that seed, whichever area, it doesn't matter. You're really worth it. This is exactly where it stands at the end, that all of us are capable of everything that we ever want to really achieve. Like Josie said, don't take that first step. We just don't take that first step, and take the first step today, because you're in a good company right now, all three of us, and you've got blessings of so many people out there from the entire FLC team. I only want to say this.
Global family.
Yeah, from the whole family. Just take the first step. We're there, whatever kind of support you need, because it just is waiting to be expressed through you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to bring up that sorry, Josie. I want to bring up we are a global family. FLC is global. So there's people all over the world. And so if you're going to change something, there's no better place to do it than in FLC, because you have people from all over the world that are changing, maybe not the same journey, but they're changing, and they can support you, and they can connect with you, and you can be aligned with people. Maybe they've already gone through the position you're in, and they can give you, hey, this is what I did, and this is the mistakes I made. I recommend doing this, or hey, I did this and this worked really well for me. Maybe you should try this. Or maybe you can do the same for somebody else. So it's so important to know that you're not the only one that's going through this or has been in this position. People all over the world have. So just reach out and we're all here to change. We're all here to do better, and we're here to support you. So join the family, darn it. We're waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like we said at the beginning, it's learn from the people who've gone through it. And we have all gone through it. We're all in, Rajesh has done everything, but like Misty and I are in like the sales part, and Rajesh is in the fulfillment, and he has done sales, he's done all of the above. But like there's everyone in the core family has different things to tell you and to advise you on. And that's what we want to do. That's why we're here, and we're spreading the message because we want to help you. So you watching, comment below, we want to help you. And yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think, go ahead, Rajesh.
oh yeah, nothing. I mean, I think I'm just thoroughly enjoying this whole conversation, how you brought up right from the books to, kind of personal development to the area of aspects which are so deep that even if one person takes that step one and go forward, we all believe, you've done the justice for the time that you spent here, because at the end, we just want to see happy faces and happy people out there. And that's the mission of FRC by itself. So it's really so good to be part of this show.
Yeah, thank you. So with that being said, do you guys have anything else you'd like to add before we start closing up?
Ooh, Rajesh, do you want to go first?
Oh no, you go on. You people are the like this show. Go ahead.
Thank you.
He's like, I've been talking long enough. It's your turn. You go for it.
No, I just wanted to say before we wrap up that you can do it. Anyone can. If you can see your dreams and your goals, you can have it, right? And any one of you might be thinking, okay, but how can I do it? I don't think I can do it. Other people can do it. You can do it too. Take that first step. Respect yourself enough to build that discipline in taking the first step and building those habits. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Have respect for yourself, because it truly does boil down to that. Stick to your promises you make to yourself. Build those habits. Get a little bit better each day. Don't make it a big scary thing. And yeah, just do it. Hoo-ha-hoo.
Ooh. So I go next?
Yeah.
Okay. As you say. So I just want to say this, right? Stay afraid, but still do it anyway. And there's nothing new about it. We all have been doing right from our childhood. We are afraid of touching the fire. We did it anyway. We are afraid to walk. We did it anyway. It is just that we all lost that habit, having exuberant life within us, being like kid-like kind of an energy that we kind of suppress to an extent where you forgot that it is within you. It is that beautiful you who actually brought all this energy, all these achievements, everything till date. Look back in time, how many beautiful things you have achieved, and just say, just like what Josie said, take that first step, because personal development is a major time saver. The better you become, the less time it takes for you to achieve the goals. Whatever goals you really want to achieve, everything is possible with one little positive thought, or supportive, because I'm not a big fan of positive thoughts and positive actions. Supportive thoughts towards, which can take you one step towards your goal, one in a day, 365 in a year. Wow, you will say another year, because after meeting people like Tony Robbins, Robert T. Kiyosaki, Dr. Joe Dispenza, all of them, I'm meeting Jay Shetty next month. One thing, if I have to look at, all of them are saying only one thing: take one step at a time. Do not stop. And I would say thank you so much for your time, both of you. And I just believe and hope that somebody, at least 1, 2, or 10 people, take that positive action today and then see the transformation. Don't forget to share those your wins right here in the comments, because that's the motivation for us to come here and stay in front of you in the show. That's going to motivate us to bring in more and more amazing guests. So thank you so much again, both of you, for your time, and thank you for all the audience for tuning in. And don't forget, take that action.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Rajesh.
So much. Oh, I want, just before we close here, I want to bring up, Rajesh, you had mentioned taking one small step a day for 365 days. And by the end of the year, you're going to be like, wow. There's actually a statistic, and I think Josie, I don't know if you remember this, but there's actually statistics that say that by the end of this year, you'll be 37% better, in a better position than
37 times better.
37 times better. See, there you go. So guys, there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing that. And then, you know, like Rajesh said, comment your wins. We want to know your wins. Doesn't matter if it's big or small, or if you think it's unimportant. It is important. Every win matters, and we want to celebrate that with you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much to our wise beard, Rajesh. Thank you for being here and sharing all your knowledge.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of the FLC Hangout. We hope you found the discussion informative and engaging. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our channel and leaving us a comment with your thoughts and suggestions for future topics. We so value your feedback and would love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with friends and family who might find it helpful. We want to be sure that this channel gets out to as many people as possible, so we can help everybody that we can to reach their freedom lifestyle. We'll be back with another episode on Sunday, so stay tuned and keep learning from all of us here at FLC. From us here at FLC, welcome to the family, where once you're family for life. See you guys next week. Bye. Bye.